Hello, I'm Deb Ashby and I'm a TAB certified MOS accredited IT trainer. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to supercharge your lookups using the index and match functions. Apart from VLOOKUP, index and match are the most widely used tools in Excel for performing lookups. Whilst index and match are two separate functions in their own right, they're most powerful when combined together. Now, people are often unclear on the difference between VLOOKUP and index match. VLOOKUP, whilst powerful, has its limitations. It can only look one way, from left to right. The value you are looking up must be in the leftmost column, and the value you want to return must be located to the right of it. Index match is much more flexible and can be used to look up information no matter where it's located in the table. Let's take a look at these powerful functions in action. So we're going to look at two formulas here, index and match, and see how you can use them together to perform a lookup that's very similar to VLOOKUP. Now, the difference between the two is if we go back to VLOOKUP, VLOOKUP can only look for information from left to right. So we were looking up the product and we were looking up the department and the category which lie to the right of the product. Okay, that is why we can use VLOOKUP for that. If we were looking up the product from the department, that wouldn't work because it has to look backwards. So that is where you would use an index and a match instead. It can look anywhere in a table of data, not just from left to right. So here we're going to look up some apps. So this is a list of apps and the revenue and profit. And we want to select an app and be able to pull out the division that that app belongs to and the amount of profit it's generated. So first thing I'm going to do is a little data validation option. So go to data and down to data validation, if I can find it. It's always a bit hard when these are squished up. And there we go at the bottom. Now I'm going to use data validation to create a little app list so I can toggle between the different apps. So very simply, I'm going to select list. And then I'm going to click my little up arrow and select all of these apps. And click on the OK button. And what that will do is it will give me a little drop down arrow and I can pick whichever app I like from that list. And what we aim to do is be able to pull up the division and profit for whichever app we have selected. So let's look at index first of all. If we type in index and open our bracket, it's asking us for the array. So all that is like a map. So what are we looking for here? We're looking for the division, okay? So we want to select all of the information in the division column, and that is our array or our map. We do column and we're looking for row number. So we're looking for when cal in this case, and I can see that that is the fifth option down. That's my row number. So when I close my bracket, it's going to pull back the productivity division, which is correct. Now that's fine, but it's not particularly useful because I've had to kind of know the row number. And if I've got a lot of data, that's not going to be too helpful. I want to add in a command which is going to provide me with that row information. So let's take a look at what match does on its own. Let's do equals match. Open bracket. What is our lookup value? So if I click in cell H5 again to select when cal, and I'm going to say lookup when cal in, and then I'm going to select the lookup array. So that just means the app list, so where I'm going to find that piece of information. So I'm going to select that cell range. I'm going to click comma, and then I say I want to do an exact match. So I'm going to type in 0 and close my bracket. And that gives me the row number. So this means that I can use a combination of index and match, because match is going to provide me with the row number in order to pull back the information that I want. So let's combine them. Equals index, our array. So again, we're looking for the division. So this is our map. Comma. Now, instead of typing in the row number, we're going to use the match command to give us that row number. So we're going to type in match, and we're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to say match the app in H5, and we're going to select our array. And we're going to do comma, and we're going to say we want to do an exact match. And we want to make sure we close off as many brackets as we have opened. Okay, so when we press return, you can see now we have the division, and if I was to select a different app from the list, I think that one's in the same division, let's do another one, Misty Wash, it's going to pull back that division. Okay, so we've combined the two to get us where we want. Okay, they're not as useful when you use them separately, but very powerful when used together. Let's do it again for the profit. So we're going to go index, and this time we're indexing the profit because that's what we're looking for. That is our map. We're going to do comma. We want to use our match command to give us the row number. So we're going to select H5, comma, and then select our lookup array, which is we're looking for our app again, comma, and we want to do an exact match. So we're going to add a 0 and 2 close-in parentheses. And there we go. And let's just make sure that that is working. Let's do a little visual check. Yep, that all looks good.